Welcome back to the channel. If you're a regular, appreciate that, and if you're not, welcome. Today's video is going to be a little different. We're not doing trade recaps. However, we are going to go over some trades I would have taken. If you don't know, I'm taking December off because of my mental, my psychology, some pretty excessive losses lately, but we'll get into that. Let's go over some quick trades I would have taken from yesterday and today. So today is Friday, December 5th. So from the 4th and the 5th, we're going to get into those real quick. So of course, we're trading NASDAQ, the MNQ. And I just trade MNQ1 because I don't like to deal with all the other symbols and contracts. This is just easy enough for me. So Thursday, you can see I'm on the replay because it's Friday. So Thursday, the first thing I do is I just use the hourly and I mark out the highs and lows. So I got the overnight high, 1 a.m., the low, there's a candle low, wick, candle, wick, and so forth. And so the trade that I would have taken on Thursday would have been on the 15-minute. Right, so as price opened up at 6, and then 6:15, 6:30, because I'm on PST, so 9:30, we had a fair value gap and then an inverse right here. So we had this inverse, and then that would have been obviously a 15-minute candle. And then for me particularly, I look for candles that are 40 points or more for it to be valid. Doesn't matter the time frame, just 40 points or more. So this one is well above that at almost 100 points. So we wait for price to sweep the highs, get a rejection, and then for sellers to come in after liquidity has been swept. We get a break below the gap, inversing that, and so we would have taken a short right around here with our stop at 30 to 35 points or at the wick high, whichever you prefer. This high or one of these highs, the internal highs. So there's 35 and this is 30. And then we just target any of these draws and liquidity below. You can target this one, this one, this one. For me personally, I would have targeted probably this blue candle because it's the most prominent spot for price to target. So I would have just targeted like right in here for a 1 to nearly 3. So 1 to 3 right here. And that would have been the trade for yesterday, right there. And moving into tomorrow, or today. So moving into today, pretty much same thing. There was actually 2 setups today. Same sort of idea. We had the sweep of the low right here. We had the Asia low that market swept the liquidity from. And again, we had a 15-minute gap right here that you could have taken a long off of. And this was right at 6:15, 6:30 coming into market open. You probably would have been able to predict this one because of just the way the market was moving. We had this big wick. Already at pre-market, we're getting massive buying candles and then huge buying right at market open. So you would have targeted, London high, Asia high, and then these other highs over here. I'll show you what those are over on the higher time frames. So those are just over here on previous week's highs. So we can see that price took these out and it even, it even tapped up into here. It tried to take this high out. I'll make that one like yellow. Try to take that one out, but it failed because sellers were eventually stepping in. And so back down on the 15-minute, right, we had this long coming into market open today. And like I said, we would have targeted one of these highs, and I don't know if I would have targeted these highs because, again, I just go for like a 1 to 1, 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2 at the max. and with the stop being down here at, remember we're targeting wick lows or 30 to 35 points. So this is 33 points, so right in the middle, we're good there. And then we would have targeted, we'll just say Asia high, because that's the highest spot that the market's showing. So that trade would have got us a 1 to 2.5. So if you're risking 200 bucks, it's literally 500 bucks. Boom, in and out. The other trade would have been on the rejection of these highs up here. So as market is rejecting with sellers coming back in, we have another 15-minute gap right here. So this candle is, again, huge, 93 points. So you're doing the same thing, inversing this to the downside. You'd have waited for shorts to come in. Again, looking for wick high or candle, whatever you want to do. 30 to 35 points. I think this one is right at 30 points, and it's above the gap, so that one's good. And again, you can look for a higher time frame target. So you could do like this target. You could do this target, this target. And the reason I go to higher time frames is because they're more visible. The 15-minute does work, you know. There's this one right here. And so with those three, I would have done for this one right here to break even. And then I would have probably gotten out right at this one right here. So right there, that is a 1 to 3.3. So all three of those banger trades, if you know what to look for and you're patient. Boom. But the whole premises of this video is not to show you trade setups or winning trades or all that stuff. It's for me to explain why I'm taking the month of December off, right? So I'm taking the month of December off because, one, I've been on a losing streak, and you might be thinking, how are you on a losing streak if you just showed us a bunch of winning trades? Well, it's not that simple to just win every day. You have to react off of what the market's telling you to do. You have to be able to manage your risk, not revenge trade, not over leverage those revenge trades, be able to accept your losses, and know when to step away, right? And so some of the key things I have written out on my handy dandy notebook are know when to take a trade versus when not to take a trade. So obviously, depending on what the market's doing, market volume. So for instance, this day right here when we had the massive sell-off, I think this is like nearly 300 points. Probably not the best day to trade because right off the bat, we basically swept the highs right before market open. We sold off, sweeping out these wick lows, and then we just chop, 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 chop until price eventually took out these highs. Not a good day to trade, but the key things we look for coming into the day are we need good volume. We need to know if there's news or not so we can react off of that. Are there any holidays revolving around? So December, we just had Thanksgiving. There was a lot of CPI. I don't know if there was CPI, but there was news-related events on Forex Factory. Before that, there was like Halloween, and it's coming into Christmas. It's the end of the year. It's Q4, so it's just like gotta pay attention to all that. Especially now since Trump is speaking, you gotta know when he's speaking, and yeah, you have to recognize your own emotions going into the day. So are you feeling confident on the day, even if there's a good setup? Are you already green on the week? Are you feeling like you should risk more? Should you just not trade for this week and come in next week after a couple days off? So knowing yourself and your own emotions is very important. Do you understand your levels and will you respect them? So with the examples I just showed you, I understand my levels, I'm going to respect them, and I'm going to wait for price to either hit them, get me out at break even, or take me out for a loss because I'm going to respect what's on the chart. I'm going to respect my risk for the day, and I know that I need to follow my system, and the system calls for those levels and these gaps. So that's it. Next one is, does the chart call for you to enter? Right, is your setup showing? Are there 40 point or more candles? Is there gaps? Did we already sweep the high or did we sweep the low? Is it a bullish trend, bearish trend? Like, what does the higher time frame tell you in order to enter it on the lower time frame? Do you know your daily risk? Right? Are you going to follow that and not revenge trade if you lose? Are you respecting the amount of contracts you're entering? Are you only taking one trade a day? And if you miss that trade, are you going to be patient for the next one, or are you going to walk away knowing that tomorrow's another day? Right? You don't need to take a trade. Being okay with the outcome, whether you win or lose. Right? Your daily risk is your fee for the day. You've already accepted the loss by willing to risk that amount, so be okay with the outcome, whether it's a win or a loss. Following a plan you know brings success is another huge one. We want to not oversize. We want to not revenge trade. We want to accept our losses because we followed a strategy. We want to stick to our daily risk. We want to keep our account alive for tomorrow. We want to go for base hits of 1 to 1, 1 to 2 max. No more, because then we're being greedy. Then that's dealing with our emotions. And if we take more than 1, maybe 2 trades, then it gets a little messy up here. So stick to those things. But yeah, jumping back into why I'm taking the month off is I was able to receive a fairly decent payout, well, a couple payouts in September, October, like in those 35 days right there. Totally in $15,000. But October going into November, so basically all of November, I was losing track of my system, my process. I wasn't able to accept my losses. I was over leveraging. I was revenge trading. Basically everything I just told you not to do, I was doing. Why? Well, I couldn't accept my losses. And so I ended up spending close to $10,000 on evaluations or resetting my top step accounts, which are $500 each, and those add up very quickly. And I kind of lost track of this because I had this all on credit card, and I would pay my credit card off very quickly because I didn't want the balance to go up a lot. And so this added up very quickly, and do I regret it? No. Do I wish I would have paid attention more? Well, yeah, I mean, no one wants to spend 10 grand in a month, but it's a good lesson to understand that it's not that serious. You take a trade, you win or lose, you walk away. We don't need to chase the money. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be, educational. You learn what's right and wrong, and then you go on with your day. It's not that serious. You just take a trade, and whatever happens, happens. Trying to remember that this is, we'll say it's a blessing to be able to do this, right? Once you can get the hang of it, and you can get a grasp on it and become more consistent and profitable, then you are in such a what's the right word? Like, people don't understand the privilege of what it means to become a profitable trader. And so in the past month and a half, when I started my losing streak, I think I lost track of what it means. I was chasing the money. I was chasing winning trades. I wasn't accepting my losses. And just to be able to sit right here in my room and make potentially thousands of dollars in 5 minutes to 2 hours, and then go outside and do whatever I want, not have to go to work. I can't say no one, but not a lot of people have that opportunity. And to be able to wake up right here, jump right here, make bank, and then go outside, have the rest of my day, I'm trying to recognize that this is not only an opportunity, but it's a blessing to be able to have this every day and to understand the right trades to take, understand good risk management, understand not to do these things, right? It's only going to take me a little bit longer to become a profitable and successful trader. And I want to express this to whoever's watching this, that once you know what you need to change and you can tell yourself that that's all it takes, you're so close. You are so close, you have no idea. And for me to say that, even though I just lost so much money, I know I'm so close. I know I am so close because it doesn't only take a good strategy, but it takes your own discipline to accept those losses. It takes patience to wait for your setup, which, I mean, come on, if you can have 2 hours in the morning to just be patient for one thing, come on, man, we scroll on our phones all day long. You can't scroll on the charts for a little bit. Come on, it's not that hard. And you know what to look for. Your strategy might be different than mine, and you know what to look for, so just be patient and wait, because sure, losses suck, but you know what's better than that? Just sitting back and waiting for your setup to happen, and then you're chilling. Like I said, it's not about forcing anything. It's about taking your time, having fun with it. It's not that serious. It's really not. And I think that's one thing that I was taking for granted. It's serious. Like, I need to be successful now. And a lot of these people that you might have watched on YouTube or wherever, TikTok, Instagram, is they have all this money right now. They're making thousands of dollars every trade, but they've probably been doing it for a while now, and there's this sort of expectation that you need to be making all this money right now, but no. Get a couple base hits a week, step away. Base hits are way more important than banger wins, because banger wins happen sometimes, but if you're trying to get a banger win every single time, then you're over leveraging, and you're oversizing, and you're putting your account at risk of blowing up. You're going to lose your account, and you're going to be pissed. You're going to have to start over again. Trust me, I know that from experience. Don't do that. Go for base hits. Risk $100 to make $100, make $200, $300, whatever it is. Keep your account alive for tomorrow. Take your time. Give it a couple years. And if you just stick to base hits, accept your losses, you'll be way better off. Please. And so with that being said, I will be taking this entire month off, so if there's no videos uploaded, I'm sorry. I will try to keep uploading videos on potential trades that I would have taken, but I don't know when I'm going to get back on. I just need to keep reminding myself that it's not that serious. Just base hits every day, base hits, a couple $100 is all I need. Especially when you get multiple accounts. You could do 5, 10, 15, 20 Apex accounts and you get 50, $100 a day. Bro, that's bank. That's so much money. But again, it's not about the money. It's about being able to follow your strategy. Stay consistent with following your strategy. Stay disciplined on the charts and following what you have to do. Showing up every day. Recognizing chart patterns and understanding when to stay cash and when not. And knowing when to walk away. Right? For me, I'm going to take one trade a day. Walk away. Win or loss, I'm done. Because again, we're going to give ourselves from 6:30 to like 8:30, because that's already 11:30 Eastern, so right around lunchtime. And I'm done. My trade usually happens right around here. So here's one right here. It happened 6:45. This one right here was at 6:30, 6:45, so they happened pretty quick. Here's another one. Right here, we swept the highs, and the inverse down was at 7:45. Where's another one? Shit. Well, you get the point. Here's this one. We swept the lows, inverse back up to the highs, 7:15. they happen pretty quick. So know your risk, follow your strategy, follow your rules, go for base hits, small size, don't rush it. Ask yourself, is this a good trade? And stay patient, think long term, all that stuff. Again, with that being said, I'm going to end the video there because I've been yapping, but keep an eye out for more video uploads. Drop a like, comment, subscribe if you want. I don't know. I'm just here uploading these videos for fun, and if I get a following, that's cool. If not, all good. So, that being said, I'm out of here. I'm going to go enjoy my weekend. You should too. So, peace.